Shock horror! Engine warning light on the FJ. What the hell? Yes, folks, it can happen. Stay tuned. I have to confess, I'd been remiss, and the service was overdue by probably 12 months, if I'm honest. But not been doing too much mileage in it, and you know, after all, it's a Toyota, right? And we had a new windscreen fitted, mainly because it was cracked, obviously, as you know already, but the top bit fell off. Yeah, that bit there. So yeah, that's good. All new, nice and shiny, can see through it. But better than that, my good friend Patrick Howell from Verde Valley Autoglass helped me out on a day when I was stranded. Anyway, what about this check engine light? Yeah, not something you want to see on your FJ, or expect to see, honestly. Especially not once you start it up. That's better. I mean, it's barely done 100,000. Hardly even running. So, what was all that about then? Well, obviously I hurriedly booked it in to the local dealer for its service and find out what the hell was going on. Well, the good news is it was nothing serious at all. What a relief. It turns out something as simple as a slightly faulty petrol fuel filler cap can cause such a warning light, and that's all it was apparently. So yeah, it even says on the cap if you don't screw it on properly you might get an engine warning light. So that was good news, and they didn't have one in stock, but $25 later I found one on eBay, genuine Toyota filler cap from the Scottsdale dealer. So that was all good, and so I paid my bill and got in the car and turned the key, and nothing. Well, click, 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 click. One of their technicians came to my aid and assured me that they'd checked the battery itself, the health of it, and it was all good. So he gave me a jump start and I headed home. Bearing in mind home's an hour away. The next morning we all bundled into the car. I dropped my wife off in town. Suddenly realised I needed to fill up with gas. The car had barely started that morning, so I was a bit dubious about stopping with the boys in the car. Yeah. And luckily there was just enough juice in the battery to start the car again at the gas station and get me home. But of course I then needed to return to town to pick my wife up later on, which was a little worrying because again I would have to take the boys with me and did not want to be stranded with them in the car. But never fear, I had a plan. Yes, I recently sold the Bel Air. Yeah, amazing, huh? The new owner purchased a new battery for it so that it would start and get on the trailer, which is yet to arrive. So it's still here with a new battery. So let's swap the battery out of that, eh? Not so simple. Who knew? Manufacturers put the terminals on different sides of the battery. So in order to get it anywhere close to the cables in the FJ, it wasn't going to happen. So I had to cobble together all kinds of metal connectors to get the terminals to marry up with the multiple cables on the FJ. And it did indeed start, but I wasn't really happy with it. Yeah, random bits of metal like that to make it reach. Hardly ideal. Luckily, the second reason for me dropping my wife into town as opposed to her taking the car was that Patrick from Verde Valley Autoglass was coming to fit a new windscreen that afternoon. The other reason being that I wasn't confident in the car and didn't want her stranded in town with the car and me with nothing. Because obviously the boys don't fit in that. So I called Patrick and I asked him to pick me up a battery on his way over, which he dutifully did. What a great guy, what a hero, rescued the day. Fitted the new battery, and in all fairness, I have to say the old one was getting on for 7 years old, which is pretty damn good, honestly. Can't complain. So, was it a coincidence that it went out when it was at the dealership? I don't know, honestly, but as I say, can't really complain with that longevity. What I can complain about, and obviously I opted out of the option to do so at the dealership, was renewal of fluids. Yeah, and usually I don't have any complaints at all about the dealership. They've always been very good, they're very fast, efficient, and usually been pretty reasonable value. And unfortunately, that is not good value. More than $250 to change the coolant. Brake fluid, $200 nearly. I don't think so. Makes me wonder what they charge me for the oil change, so I shall be doing that myself next time as well. Yeah, look forward to that episode. It's not totally straightforward. It's not a screw off and throw away type deal on the filter. It's changing the innards. Apparently that requires a special tool as well, but luckily it's only $10. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Talking of which, I thought it might be a good idea to do a little driving video off-road, and then I had an even better idea. Why not invite my mate Matt and his Jeep? Apparently it's a Juck, not a Jeep, because it's a truck. It's the Gladiator. So I thought we'd do the fairly well-known, fairly famous trail here in Sedona, off-road, up Schnebley Hill. So if you think that's a good idea and you'd like to see that, why don't you subscribe down here so that you get a notification when we publish that. I hope it's going to be soon, actually. I'm looking forward to it. I know this video has been not so interesting, probably, but give it a thumbs up anyway. And as I say, subscribe down here somewhere and encourage others to watch my lunacy. The first primary reason, start again. The secondary reason, start again. And then I had an even better idea. Why not invite start again. Then I had an even better idea. Why not invite, start again.